everybody, Cal Banyan here, Cal Banyan's Hypnosis, etc. If you're watching this video anywhere except calbanyan.com, you want to go there right now, because right below this video on calbanyan.com is extra information, links, graphics, all that kind of good stuff that just makes these videos more powerful for you. Yes, I know you can get it on YouTube or other places, even other websites. They borrow our videos and put it on there so that they have more cool stuff on their video, and we're kind of, excited about doing that because, gosh, we really want to, help wherever we can. But if you go to calbanyan.com, that's where you get the very best treatment with all the good stuff. All right, starting my timer here because I forgot. That's why I'm kind of looking over there, because I have to set my timer because I want to keep this to 20 minutes. Anyway, let me tell you about Meredith. She's back. She was with us last week. We were talking about the Banyan balloon model of success. Gosh, I hope if you haven't seen that, you got to go back and see it. But today, we've got another groovy topic for you. In fact, we got 3 more topics coming up with Meredith, and she's going to pick which one we're going to do today. Meredith she's done over 100 podcast videos for us, and she is a consummate professional. She has a hypnosis and hypnotherapy office in Los Angeles. She drives all the way down here to Orange County to do these with us. Her clients love her. Animals love her. She loves animals, and she can help you. If I had family in LA that needed help, and believe me, most of my family needs help, I'd send them to Meredith. How you doing, Meredith?
I'm good. I'm still trying to figure out how to hypnotize animals, Cal. So let me tell you guys who Cal is. Cal Banyan is the one that's brought us 7th Path Self-Hypnosis. He created 5 Path, the one-on-one process I use with all my clients to create successful change. He's written quite a few books, apparently just published another one. He's so prolific, so inspirational, and gosh, he is my mentor. He is like me, a talk therapist. In the past did that, and now he created 5 Path, and now we get to do it even better than we got to do it with traditional psychotherapy methodology. And today we're going to get into even more that helps you to be able to be the best hypnotist you can be. Thank you so much, Cal.
Awesome. What are we going to talk about today?
So let's get into some of these interview questions that you like to give. There's been some talk lately about, different hypnotists getting invitations to talk in the media and radio and what have you, and I'm sure most of you guys are excited about that prospect, but once it happens, it's like, what do you do? I've never done this before. What do I give them? What do I talk to them about? What are they going to ask me? What do I say? So Cal, you've done this quite a bit, and I thought it might be helpful to our viewers to get a little bit of information about how to handle when you're approached to do an interview.
Okay, so interviews are great, be they on TV, be they on radio, or be they even written type interviews like by a news person. Now let me tell you what, if interviewers do that interviewing as part of their job, the regular thing that they do, guess what? They would love it if you give them a list of common questions, because 2 things. They're lazy. Well, the 3 things. They're busy, and they don't know diddly squat about hypnosis. So when you come, or usually the day before, I will, or 2 days, it depends on how I'm talking with this potential interviewer, and I'll say, hey, I don't know if you need them or not, but I'm going to send you some frequently asked questions. You can use them or whatever you want. And what happens is when the interviewer gets all those questions, they basically shut down. They think, oh, my work is done. And they don't think of going out and getting any more questions. So here's the deal. Let's be smart. You might be a little bit nervous about going on the radio. You might be a little bit nervous about being on TV or having a newspaper person interview you. Well, because you don't know what kind of questions they're going to ask you. But guess what? If we act prophylactically by sending them a list of questions, the greatest vast majority of questions that they're going to ask you are the questions you sent them. And so you get to go, and relax, because honest to God, If you don't know the answers to your questions that you sent them, then you're just not smart enough for this profession, right? You send them the questions you want to be asked, questions that you know the answers to, which will make the profession look good and make you look good. What do you think of that, Meredith?
I think that is the smartest thing I've ever heard, and easy.
Hey, you want me to give you some questions that, like I might send off?
Yes.
All right. Well, there's always, they're going to ask you, they'll say, what is hypnosis? So you need to give that a great deal of thought. What exactly is hypnosis? And, depending what school of thought you come from, and I'm not going to answer all these questions because I want to give you a bunch of questions and your answers might be very different, but you got to think about that. And I just like to say it's a heightened state of suggestibility that enables you to make positive changes in your life. And that's good enough. Then the other thing they might ask you is the forevers. I've got my little list right here on the monitor in front of me, so you'll see me looking down. Can I get stuck in hypnosis? And of course you can't get stuck in hypnosis. Sometimes people go in hypnosis and they don't want to come out of hypnosis because they feel so doggone good. They might ask you who can and cannot be hypnotized. Is stage hypnosis real? What is hypnotherapy? What's the difference between hypnosis and hypnotherapy? And so these are your opportunities to really shine. Gosh, I got probably about 30 different questions here. I'll go through them. I'll give Meredith a chance to step in. Anything you want to say?
Yeah, I'm sure that one of the questions is it safe? Is hypnosis safe?
Absolutely. And so you can give some, you got to be prepared for the questions you give them. And because good chances they're going to ask you. And so you got to talk about why it's safe and then how the protective part of the mind is always operating and they would automatically reject any suggestions that they don't like. What kind of things can hypnosis be used for? Guess what? This is a chance for you to talk about the services you provide. This is one of my favorite questions. What are popular issues that people do not know about? And, everyone knows about stop smoking and everyone knows about using hypnosis for weight loss, but maybe they don't know about working with fears or working with improving their ability to perform at sports or improving their communication skills or overcoming fears and things like that. Can hypnosis really make you bark like a dog? Well, of course it can. Everybody knows. Well, it can't make you bark like a dog, but it can certainly enable anyone who wants to bark like a dog to bark like a dog. Or actually it enables people to do the kinds of things they want to do. You get on stage and you have someone who's normally shy. There's a part of them that wants to be the gregarious performer, and the stage hypnotist is able to give that individual the opportunity through hypnosis to be that gregarious, humorous performer and do those funny things on stage. Isn't that right, Meredith?
That is right. Now, Cal, can you avoid these kinds of questions, or is this just part of what the media really wants to hear about?
I think that, gosh, there is no hypnosis question I want to avoid. I wish somebody would ask me a question I've never been asked. But the main thing is, you remember that you're speaking to an audience. Oh, that is such a good point. When you are being interviewed, one of the questions you should ask the interviewer before the interview, or you should research before the interview, is who is that interviewer's audience? If it's a show about sports, then maybe they're interested in improving their sports performance. If it's a show that mainly talks about relationships, husband, wife, boyfriend, girlfriend, then you're going to want to give them some questions that you can talk to about those kind of things. Like, here's a question that's on my list. Can I hypnotize my spouse? Right? And of course you can hypnotize your spouse, but you're not going to be able to get the person to do anything they wouldn't normally want to do. What do you think about that, Meredith?
I think that's a really important point to make, because audience members are going to go straight for the people closest to them and go online and try to figure out how to hypnotize and try to hypnotize everyone that they know, thinking hypnosis is control. But of course it's not mind control, and we have to let people know that they won't lose control when they're getting any kind of hypnosis, involved in any kind of hypnosis. So it's a really important point to make in the media, right?
That's right. Hypnosis is a whole lot more about self-control than it is about controlling others. So people, if they want to control some aspect of their life, like their anxiety or a propensity towards procrastination, then with hypnosis, they can then take control of their life and to take their lives into the direction they want, like in that balloon model that I talked about in the last episode. Let's see here. Oh, here's a good one. Does hypnosis work with kids and teens? Of course it does. If they want to make the change, they're just like adults. You can't make kids do their homework if they don't want to do their homework. But if they're interested in getting better grades and they agree that they should do more homework, then what we can do is enable them to get what they want. So, do the police use hypnosis? Of course. Some police do. They do it. It's called forensic hypnosis, and it's a technique that's used. It involves age regression and hypermnesia to help uncover information about a crime. So that's another thing that would be interesting on a radio show. How do I locate a really good hypnotist? And you can give resources for that. You definitely want to, if you can, and most interviewers will allow you to do this, and that is give your website at the beginning, somewhere in the middle of the interview, and at the end of the interview. They'll say, where can we get more information about hypnosis? And then you, of course, you've got this website that's just full of information. And guess what? If you come to the National Guild of Hypnotists, I'm doing a talk on how to get your website to make your phone ring. So you send the viewers, the readers of the interview to your website so that they will call you for appointments. Anything you want to add to that, Meredith?
Yeah, I find that my website does tend to bring people. It's not perfect. It's not the most professional looking website at all, but it does have warmth and it has the information that people desire. And so it is enough to kind of welcome, be an invitation to people to connect with you. And I offer a free consultation, and that really helps. But absolutely, if you don't have a website, you have to have a website, especially if you're doing interviews, because you want to have that quick, easy, one-stop shop place to send them so they can get more.
With websites, I talk about this a lot in class, and it has to do with this continuity that you want to bring people through before they wind up in your hypnosis chair. And I say it over and over again. It's one of the Banyanisms. Hypnosis is a confidence game. If you don't get their confidence, there will be no game. And nowadays, most, if I use the word most, probably I could use that word. Most people, be it any business or service, their first serious contact where they're thinking about getting that service is through the internet. And one of your most important things is you want to build trust. You want to be credible. You don't need a fancy, schmancy, flash-filled videos going off all over the place website. You need something that builds confidence, and because they think, this person looks straight up, this person looks like they're recognized in the profession, and then have a call to action. Let them know this is how you contact me, and you have a phone number, and that's one of the little things you can do to make the phone ring. Good. Let me roll along here. Some people say, well, what's the difference between hypnosis and self-hypnosis? Or they might want to know the difference between self-hypnosis and meditation. This is a great way to start talking about how, what I recommend you do is when you see clients and you're doing regular hypnosis with them, spend a little bit of time in each session to teach them self-hypnosis. So then you can always tell the interview, self-hypnosis is so important, because it's so important that for the vast majority of my clients, by the time we finish up working on what they came in for, they'll know how to do self-hypnosis so they can work on all kinds of different things that they want to work on anytime they want. And of course, we use 7-path self-hypnosis. What's it like to be a hypnotist? That's a good question, and you can talk about the freedom and the satisfaction of being a hypnotist, of to being entrepreneurial if you're that kind of person, and having your own hypnosis practice and being a professional, and the satisfaction of helping people. How would you answer that, Meredith? What's it like to be a hypnotist?
I would say it's fun. I really enjoy it. It's fun to be able to create change in people's lives, and it's fun to be able to help people overcome obstacles that they weren't able to overcome in other ways, and it's really extra fun to do it quickly.
Yeah, and you know what? If you are, there's so many ways to look at this. If you are the lone hypnotist, it's no fun being the lone hypnotist. Encourage other people to get trained in hypnosis, because having that feeling of camaraderie and collegial atmosphere. And so one of the questions you might put into your list of questions is, how does someone become a hypnotist or hypnotherapist? And this is a time to promote the profession, both becoming part of the profession, and also to talk about your credentials, to talk about, well, let me tell you how I became a hypnotist. And you can talk about the certification training you went through, the ongoing certification you go through, and how you continue to keep up to date with things, being a member of the National Guild of Hypnotists, and so on. So that is a very, very good question to have them ask you, because once again, when you talk about your credentials, especially when they ask about how does one become a hypnotist, it doesn't sound like you're bragging, you're answering the question. Okay. Anything else you want to add, Meredith?
Well, yeah, would it be bragging, or would it be a bad idea to give them the question and to answer the question, what sets you apart from other hypnotists, or are you all the same? Something along the lines of that.
Well, that's an excellent question, as long as you're prepared, because this is, in business they call this the unique selling proposition. And what is it different about you than other hypnotists? Like for us, we are the Hypno 1%ers. We are the ones that use the most powerful forms of hypnosis in a systematic way that succeeds when everything else has failed. People will ask me sometimes, oh, what do you do? Well, I'm a hypnotist hypnotherapist. Really? What does that mean? It means I help people when everything else has failed. And this is so good as a conversation starter, because everybody has some issue that they've never been able to get free of, or they care about someone that has this one issue, or maybe sometimes more, right, that they've never been able to overcome. So the next question is, can you help me with, or can you help my son with, or my uncle with? And then you can say, well, of course, that's easy. We do it all the time, or something like that. And then you're on to say, what's better for you, mornings or afternoons, Thursday or Friday, and you're booking the appointment. Isn't that cool?
I love it. I love it. I'm excited. Let's do some interviews, Cal.
All right. Hey, how are we doing on time?
We are really just about out of time.
All right, let's wrap it up.
All right, thank you guys for tuning in. We absolutely want to answer your questions. So if you have a question, please do send it to us. You can actually post it just down there if you're watching this on calbanyan.com in the feedback boxes, and I definitely check there. I know Brenda does before we go to film, and we're happy to answer your questions and bring your feedback to the show. You can also email me directly at Meredith at yourpathhypnosis.com. My website is yourpathhypnosis.com. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. We look forward to seeing you next week.
Hey everybody, go to hypnosis.org, because we've just completely redone the website. Go there, check it out. I think you're going to like the new look. We've got, it's not just new look, we've organized the content so it's easier to get to. We've added some more content. We've got, did you know Ben Affleck uses hypnosis? Did you know that Matt Damon has used hypnosis? Did you know that, I'm kind of looking down at it right now, Ellen DeGeneres used hypnosis. Did you know that Fergie used hypnosis? And on and on. We've got celebrities that have used hypnosis listed on the site and what they used it for and what they said about it. We've got news, we've got e-zine, we've got videos. Go to hypnosis.org and you can learn a few things there too. That's it. Cal Banyan signing off. This recording is the property of Cal Banyan and the Banyan Hypnosis Center for Training and Services, Incorporated. All rights reserved, for private use only, may not be duplicated without permission. For contact information, go to www.hypnosiscenter.com.